Hello, Squirrel. Welcome. You're the first one here today. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. All right. So as the title suggests, we'll continue with the speedrun. We got to 1450, so now we're gonna push for 1500. There's some ice cream. It's pretty good. Pretty good. All right. So we're gonna get started pretty soon. Hope all of you are doing well. Oh, wait. Let me actually. Yes. Let me not forget about this. Hello, Isil. Yes, we're live. Hello, Moinker. Hello, Rakesh. Rakesh, I like the Accelerated Dragon better. Isil, I'm just doing a speedrun, so I'll be playing in the pool. I will not be playing viewers. Hello, DJ Shay Capone. I'm doing pretty well, thank you. How are you doing? Thanks, Audex, for the tier 1. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Wow. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Wait, why? Wait, was there any... Hello, Ender. Great to see you. Great to see you. Squirrel, we're also live on other platforms. Yep. Thank you so much, Audex. Appreciate that very much. All right, we're going to get started very, very soon. Don't worry. All right, give me a second. What is a speedrun? So we started at 400, but we're trying to run our rating all the way up to... We're trying to run our rating all the way up to 2,000 or 2,500. So slowly but surely, we're getting there. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. All right, let's all right, well, we're gonna get started soon. But it's weird. I did not hear the sub notification come through. Sorry about that. But thank you so much, Audex. All right. All right. Okay, so let's get started. Yes. All right. Okay, so we're playing with white. Now with white in the speedrun, I have been playing 1d4. All right, so e6. And since I want this to be a 1d4 speedrun, I mean, I could go back into e4 territory with the move e4, but let's keep it in on d4 territory with the move c4, because with white, I'm teaching the Queen's Gambit, which is what we're getting right here. Black plays d5, now we have a Queen's Gambit decline. And I got this question yesterday. I don't recommend that we trade, because black can recapture and then they can easily get their bishop out. But I would just recommend the move knight to c3, increasing the pressure on the pawn. Now he goes e6, he goes c6, excuse me, Going for the triangle variation, building a bit of a pyramid here in the middle, if you will. White has a few options. White can play e3, very solid, defending the pawn on c4, making sure it will not be taken. Knight f3 is an option. But the most ambitious is the move e4, because black does not have a knight on f6, so this move is available. Bishop e7 is a move, but the critical line arises after d takes e4, knight takes e4, and then bishop e4 check. Our good friend Jose Martinez Alcantara had this in the 4th round of the FIDE World Cup, in the first game against Sarana, where white sacrificed the pawn, but the Jospin was very well prepared and won. Anyway, now we just continue with our development with knight f3. Let's see what he's going to do. Also, hello to everyone on TikTok. We're also live on there now. Do not be shy to say hi. He goes b6. Okay, I don't know what he's doing. I could push. I could take. Bishop into d3, also an option. I think... I mean, you might do that. I'll just continue my... developments for now, bishop d3. Alright, a5. Okay, he's just being weird. Let's just continue our development. But soon enough, we're going to punish him for just making these pawn moves. Hello, Warriors Gambit. We are TikTok. Welcome. Welcome on TikTok. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Alright, I like the idea of taking. He can recapture though, but it might make some sense to open up the center a little bit, because it gives us an opportunity to attack. So let's go ahead and take. If your opponent does not develop, it does make sense to open up the center. He takes. Obviously, we have to recapture. He's probably going to take on d5, and then we already have an opportunity to get ahead. He's going to have to take with either the c or the e pawn. Alright, he takes with the e pawn, and like I said, here we have some nice options. No, I'm not too concerned about f6, but like I said, the position gets close, and maybe he just goes like knight c6. But let's go ahead and take. We want to punish him for his lousy development. I mean, his king is still in the middle. His knights are not developed. He's developed the bishop a little bit. But we definitely have a lead here in development, so let's take advantage of that. We can win a pawn with the move queen b5. Also, knight e5 is a nice move, aiming to follow with queen b5 perhaps. Because he might go queen e7. And even though I'm much better, I'm already getting a bit ambitious here. Knight e5 is right. I'll just go queen b5. It's the easy move. Giving a check. We're going to win a pawn here. Let's see what he's going to do. King f8. Okay, well now he's permanently giving up on his option to castle. Hey, there's a free pawn. Let's just go ahead and take it. Alright, he goes knight f6. Wait 1 second. Alright, knight f6. I can go ahead and take here. I can take, but he will recapture. I can take here. He goes here. Lots of options. I like the idea of... let's take here. Let's take the bishop. I mean, lots of good options. But give me 1 second. Alright, he recaptures. Let's go ahead and play... Alright. Let's go ahead and go rook e1. Develop the rook with a tempo. Let's see what he's going to do. Warriors Gambit, right now I'm not playing viewers. I'm just playing the pool. Alright, goes queen e8. Let's go bishop g5. Pins can be really effective. Hello, Zach. Great to see you. Zach, great to see you. Hope you're doing well. I saw your messages. I'll try to get back to you as quickly as possible. Alright, knight bd7. He's still in the pin. Let's increase the pressure a little bit with knight e5. Our pieces are really active here. Okay, let's see what he's going to do. He takes, which is risky. He's not losing. It might look like he's losing after this move, but he still has a couple of moves to hang on. Alright, let's see what he's going to do. But generally, we're doing pretty well here. Hello, Ropi. Hello, Ropi. Good to see you in the chat, okay? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Alright, I can take. He can take. Hello, huh? Let's go ahead and take here. Rip open his position of his king a little bit. Alright, let's go rook 81. Bring a piece into the game with tempo. Hello, Roppy, okay? I won the tournament with 5 out of 5, okay? I'm gonna get back to 2600. Roppy, I said we're gonna open his king. His king. I didn't say anything bad. Did not say anything bad. But I appreciate you watching, Roppy. Roppy was probably just scrolling TikTok and now he's like, wait, what? Benga is live? Alright. Let's go ahead and take here. Now the king is really stuck. And one wrong check is really gonna hurt here. But yeah, big shout out to the TikTokers as well. We're trying to tap into a new market. Rook g8. If I can somehow check on this diagonal, it's gonna hurt a lot. But let's go rook d7. Hitting the queen and bringing the rook into the game. I have to make sure I don't allow anything bad over here, but I think I can manage. Oh, nice. You had a nice win in the Accelerated Dragon. That's awesome, Zach. Alright, let's see what he's gonna do. Hello, Spice. Great to see you. Great to see you in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Spice, I assume you're going to hit the hay early tonight. I mean, it's a huge match. It's a huge match between Jospin and Sinarov. If Jospin wins that, he is like super duper close to making it to the candidates. I wonder, before this match, they were estimating his chance to make it to the candidates. I forgot what it was. It was like 15% or something. But if he wins this one, all of a sudden it goes from like 15, I don't know, to like 50 or like 70%. Queen e5 just looks like GG because I hit this and this. All right, let's go Queen e5. We're hitting this, threatening double attack. Hello, Potapoli, good to see you. Yep, we're back. We're pushing for 1500 today. My pleasure. All right, let's see what he's going to do. Okay, Queen g6. He's defending against this. Threatening checkmate here. Hello, Daniel. Welcome. But indeed, we not only threatened this, we also threatened this and this. But this just checkmate. And this, by the way. But let's go for this one. All right, good game. Good game. All right, so good stuff. Okay, so let's have a look. So he did not play in the best way. Like, all of this is fine, but he did not develop enough pieces. So after e4, like I said, this is what the Jospin had in the World Cup against Saran in the first game in the 4th round, I believe. And hello, Risen Ninja. Hello. Thank you. I appreciate that. But the main line for black is to take and then bishop e4 check. And this check, point is that it's awkward to meet. White can play knight c3 back, but the main line, the critical line, continues with bishop e2. Black takes, white takes here, and black takes here. So white sacrifices a pawn, but the dark squares are pretty weak around the black king. So I can go knight e2 or bishop e2. Bishop e2 was played in that game between Saran and Jospin. And trust me, it's really sharp, but according to Terry, it's the theory, it's okay for black. Like, if bishop e7 doesn't make a whole lot of sense. He's not really developing. So I go here. All right. I mean, e5 makes a lot of sense because this knight would have been stuck, but I just develop. Goes here, I develop. And hey, if he doesn't develop at all, at some point I am going to open up the center. So I take, and yeah, here he's simply losing a pawn. So it's already pretty bad. Hello, Shadow Sprite. No worries. All right, here I take him up a pawn with a great position. All right, I can take on b6. I just decided to take here, bring in the pieces with tempo. And the rest, honestly, wasn't too difficult. I mean, this was really risky by him. I guess he had to play like queen e5 or queen e8, but regardless, the position is really bad. He went here. I took. And besides being up one pawn, now two, His king is just super weak, so the end was already very near. After rook d7, he went here. And after queen e5, we just have too many threats. We threatened this, this, and this. So that was GG. Alright, so nice game to start off with. Let's move on to the next game. Alright, so we're getting black. Oh, e4, we know what to do. We're going to play c5. Knight f3. We play knight to c6. Alright, so he goes bishop c4. Now here there's two options. We can play e6, blunting the bishop, but we could also play g6, playing a more accelerated dragon fashion. Let's go g6, because it's a little bit more in the spirit of the speedrun, but e6 also good. Let's see what he's going to do. In the course, I recommend e6. Alright, he castles. Of course, we go bishop g7. Yeah, g6 also fine, Shadow Sprite. I have that as an alternative. With g6, you avoid the Rossalimo. That's the main point of it. Okay, go c3, makes a lot of sense, aiming to follow with d4. So I'm gonna go e6. So I open up this square for my knight, and I can now counter in the center with d5. So let's go ahead and take. Oh, thank you. Other than Magnus and Hikaru, you are the one to look at for deep game analysis. At the end of the day, you are the record holder for so many deep puzzles solved in a row. Thank you so much, Risen Ninja. Alright, let's go d5, strike in the center. Let's see what he's going to do. I'm going to go line as a c3. Oh, interesting. Hello, H-Quasi, good to see you. Ah. Yeah, that is possible as well, Shadow Sprite. That is possible as well. Okay, he takes, obviously. We are going to recapture and hit the bishop. Okay, let's see what he's going to do. Thank you. Okay, goes bishop e5, pinning my knight. Let's go knight ge7, reinforcing the knight, continuing my development, and I'm ready to castle on the next turn. Oh, yes. Yeah, to tell you the truth, I had seen Danya play the Accelerated Dragon in a lot of his speedruns. And that's why it's an opening I picked on myself as well, to teach to my students. So it actually originates from Danya. But Danya told me he got it from Caden Trough, which is kind of interesting. Alright, anyway, he takes on c6. I can take with the pawn, which comes with tempo. I kind of like that idea, because if I take with the knight, he can go bishop e3 quickly. But I like this, because it comes with a tempo. Yeah, but Danya also would play it in like real games. Yeah, he played it at the World Rapid and Blitz. Alright, he goes bishop e3. Now this pawn is kind of weak. So I'm simply going to attack it with queen b6, as I think he's having a really hard time defending it. Alright, let's see what he's going to do. So I think that pawn is simply going to drop. Thank you. Hello. Thank you to Crystal Ball for the 5 coins on TikTok. Thank you so much. Hello, Crystal Ball. Hello. Hello, Crystal Ball. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, I don't want to play this match anymore. You just like me rook versus rook. I don't want to do this. Thank you so much for the 5 coins, but yeah, you can have the game, you can have the match. Thank you very much. Okay. Alright, my knight's under attack. Okay, let's go knight f5. Reinforce the pressure. There it takes. Let's recapture. Oh, Hikaru. Wait, he played the Accelerated Dragon against Jeff? Wait, Spice, do you have a link to the game? By the way, Hikaru has been playing the Accelerated Dragon, but sometimes he does mess up in the opening. And, oh, and it was actually, I kid you not, Hikaru had a game against Magnus in clutch chess. Let's go ahead and take here. And my student, who is, by the way, in the chat, Zach, he was following the game. And Zach knew the move because he was studying the course, but Hikaru did not. So, I think Hikaru, jokes aside, he actually should study my course. Yes, that's you, Zach. That's you. Yes. Zach, you knew the opening better than Hikaru. You can be truly proud of yourself. All right, knight b3, hitting the queen. I'm just going to trade, go into the endgame, up 2 pawns. Yes, indeed, he did. He did, Shadow Sprite. All right, this knight is a little bit annoying, but I could perhaps just bring my king. So I have 2 options. I can either do this. Oh, he just resigned. All right, well, we get the win. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's see. So against bishop c4, the bolder attack, we can also just go e6. This is also very effective, blocking the bishop right away. I think if I'm being very honest, g6 is a little bit risky if white goes c3 right away. This is not that easy. Followed by quick d4. But if he goes c3 here, now I can go e6 and respond with a quick d5. So he goes here, I take, he recaptures, and now I go d5. Striking in the middle, he takes, I take, and now he has an isolated pawn as well, and it's very easy to attack. He goes here, I develop my knight. Goes here, I just cancel, he takes, I recapture with a tempo. And now it's honestly really hard to defend that pawn over here. Toy attacker. Zach is one of my students. But if you want to become a student as well, you can learn it over here. That's where I teach you guys all the secrets of the Accelerated Dragon. All right, anyway, we hit this. So here, queen b6. Here, knight f5. All right, so takes. He goes here, but I just take the pawn. Take the pawn, now we're up 2. Yes, indeed. At the below 2000s, people love playing bishop c4. They treat it as an Italian. We take, we're up a pawn. Takes. And here, yeah, I was still thinking I might have moved the rook over, bring the king into the endgame. But he just resigned. Anyway, we get a nice win. Toy attacker says, lol. What's so funny? What's so funny? All right, let's start with the next game. We're playing with white. Okay, so let's go 1d4. That's what we're playing with white. And he goes e5, the England gambit. But that's not a good opening. We just take knight c6. He's trying to regain the pawn. But we just hang on to it with the move knight f3. Now he's going to go queen e7, try to get it back. But we just go bishop f4. Defending it. He gives a check. And he's attacking our bishop. But we just go bishop d2. He's going to take. And we just go knight c3 and defend this. Bishop e4. All of this is run out of Terry. But we just go rook b1, hitting the queen. He goes there. My knight is still under attack. But I just go knight d5. And now I hit this. Let's see what he's going to do. Queen a5. It's not a great move. We can win material here. We can simply just take that. And we're winning a piece. Alright, and I just take. Alright, he takes, but he's just down a bishop now. So let's continue our development. Let's go e4. a5. Okay, he's attacking my bishop. Let's just drop it back to c3. So here he's pausing. I think he's starting to realize, like, wait a minute. How does he have one bishop more than me? He goes a4. His queen is a little bit stuck here, so I'm going to set up the cheese. He could still go here, so I'm taking away that escape square. He goes a3. He's not suspecting anything, but now his queen is simply trapped. Doubled pawns are not necessarily bad. Thank you, Shadow Sprite. Appreciate that. Alright, and now, yeah, he takes, but he's just down a queen now, so we just take. And the rest, okay, bishop c4. This pawn is going to disappear pretty quickly. He goes c6. I can take, but there's no rush. I'm simply going to continue my development. Okay, nice. Yes. Alright, let's take the pawn. And now I can unleash another tactic, as I can take... I give up the bishop, but I get the rook. And so we're up full queen now. Yeah, no, would be amazing for the Jostman if he qualifies. D5, but he's forgetting about a little rule. Let's see who's paying attention. Indeed, Rocky. He's forgetting about a little rule. What can we do here? What can we do here? He's forgetting about a secret rule. We can do the en croissant. Oui, je ordais une croissant et une baguette de fromage. Oh, échec. Oh oui. Bonsoir, Brazilian monk. Bonsoir. A croissant. Alright, let's go knight f5 check. Thank you. I appreciate that. Shadow Sprite. Yeah, honestly, like, if I see these guys like, you know, like Jospam and Donchenko going so deep, it's like, dang, you know, I should honestly try myself. Alright, let's give a check. The game is almost over. Alright, he goes there. Let's go ahead and take. We just give a couple of checks and it's going to be made very soon. Appreciate that, Shadow Sprite. Alright, let's go ahead and take. And checkmate. Alright, good game. Okay, so let's recap that real quick. So he played the England Gambit, just a bad opening. And here I show you guys the refutation. So pretty much anything is good against the England, even if you let them get the pawn back. White is just better. But the best line is to hang on to it. Now, queen e7 is just a really bad square for the queen because you block the bishop. So you could also just play like knight c3. You know, and it's just really bad. But the best line, like I said, is to go bishop f4. Black will give a check. You drop the bishop back because we were in check. And the bishop is under attack. But like I said, we just go back. Black will take. And then knight c3. So you develop the knight, defend the rook. Bishop b4, rook b1. Now, Aman Hamilton has played this also from time to time. And I believe he's also even played it over the board. And I think he would play this. Where you can argue that maybe black has some compensation for the queen. Because black has a knight, a bishop, and a pawn. But it's really not good. It's really not good. But, I mean, of course, Amal knows that as well. That being said, it's not that easy to prove it in Blitz. It's not that easy to prove it in Blitz. But he played queen a3. Now, actually, it's a lot easier for white. Because we just go a pawn. We go 95, hit this, and we hit this. Like, honestly, should take. But he went here, but now he's just losing the bishop. And he's having a bad position. He went here. I just put another pawn in the middle. Drop the bishop back. And already here, you know, this queen is running out of squares. He goes here. 94, and it's simply getting trapped as we take away this escape square. Rook a1, we trap the queen, and the rest, honestly, was pretty simple. Took here, went for a checkmating attack, and yeah, the rest, like I said, was pretty simple. I could have checkmated him probably faster, but it was always winning. Alright, so good stuff. We win another game. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, we're playing with white. So with white, let's go 1d4. He goes e6. Okay. Maybe he's a French player. E6 is possible, but I feel like it only makes sense really to pre-move e6 and d5. If you're in bullet, because there are some drawbacks to playing e6 early, because you, for the moment, block out that bishop, even if you go d5 later. But let's go c4. So we want to stay in 1d4 territory. Alright, let's see what he's going to do. Okay, now he doesn't know what to do. He's like, oh, I was all ready to play the French. And now this mean guy is just avoiding the French. Oh, wait, sorry. My apologies. I see I got a 10 euro donation. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry I missed it. I'm so sorry. Appreciate that so much. Wait, let me know if thank you, Eseal. Eseal, my apologies. Eseal. Is Eseal still here in the YouTube chat? Avid, I would definitely consider making a Knight of Course in the future. I'm so sorry, Eseal. I did get the dono. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Wait, was it added? I think it was added, right? To the bar? My apologies. Also, hello to everyone on Kick. Hello, Risen Ninja. Hello, Coco. Good to see you guys. Good to see everyone on YouTube. Good to see everyone. Okay, goes D5. Going back into the... Thank you to Coco for the prime. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right. All right. He goes back into the Queen's Gambit of Climbs. We just go Knight C3, developing our horse and increasing the pressure on this. He goes Knight of6. Let's go ahead and take. Because otherwise, you're often going to have to worry about that pawn hanging. He recaptures with the knight, which is definitely possible. This is the semi-Tarrasch. But now we can build a big center with the move e4. Generally, knight takes d5 only makes sense if white has a knight on c3, because then you can trade off your knight. If white does not have that knight here, then the knight would have to move. But here he can trade. Obviously, we just recapture. Okay, knight c6 is a bit of a mistake, though. Because now he's not putting sufficient pressure on my center. You should play with c5. But now, let's just develop. Let's go knight to f3. And we definitely have a nice advantage. Hello, Mbopi. Good to see you. You're doing well? All right, let's see what he's going to do. Spice, what do you think? In what segment is the Jospin going to win the match? 15 plus 10, 10 plus 10, 5 plus 3, 3 plus 2, or Armageddon? Okay, goes there. Let's go bishop d3. I'm, by the way, going to try to do something cool in this game. Okay, he castles. Who already sees it coming? We're going to go e5. We're cooking. We're cooking something up here. We're cooking. Who sees it coming? Now it should be pretty obvious what we're trying to do. Dang it. Although, wait. Wait. Can we still do it? I'm really tempted to do it any... It's probably too much. It's probably too much. So I was looking at this. He takes, check. If he takes, I mean, I can give a check. Goes king back. I take, but I believe he has rook f5. Which is really annoying, and I don't see the win there. I could maybe go here, he takes. I take here, king g6. Queen h5, king f5. No, I'll just... Dang it. Rook f5 is such an annoying move. I have g4, but he can take. I take. Dang it. This is so unfortunate. It's almost just winning. Here. Let's see how to make it work. There. Yeah, rook f5. Rook f5. That's annoying. All right, well, I'll just go queen e2 then. Improve the queen. Maybe queen e4 as an idea. You can also go f5 to shut it down a little bit. But that's... He probably saw it coming. With h4, I'm making my intentions quite clear that I want to sack. Okay, he goes here. He takes. We could calculate this again. Takes, knight g5. Okay, if he takes, I take. King g8. Can also, by the way, go knight g5 here. You can maybe just take in g6. And if I take, he's got here. I could also just take. Can just take and keep all of that on tap for now. All right, let's see what he's going to do. Okay, now he's really trying to provoke me, eh? Check here. Queen h5. He take king up. But what if he goes, okay, rook f5. Check here. Check here. Take king e8. I don't see how we're mating there. I mean, queen e4 also, by the way, is really annoying to me. Or, okay, not knight g5 because he takes. But I think just a simple queen e4 might be good as well. He might have that. The idea that g4, he might have this. Alright. Yeah, because, okay, if he takes and I take, it's not mate. He just runs. But I can maybe just recapture. If he takes, then I check. If he takes, then queen e4. Knight g6, I have h5. So let's go g4. Attack the rook. The rook is kind of pinned because if it moves, he's hanging this. But he's kind of hanging in there. He's kind of hanging in there. But what do all of you guys think? Do you guys believe in a jaw spam tomorrow? Let's do a poll. Okay, that's not the move. Who will win? Jaw spam, Cinder off. What are we thinking? All right, he takes, but now I just take that. It's just a free rook. It takes. Okay, I can take here. He can. Okay, he moves the king there. I have a check, and I win this. If he goes king here, I can check. Which is also pretty convincing. Yeah, I'm gonna take here. I mean, I could have. I don't know. By the way, if I could not have done that. Okay, let's give a check. It's hard for him to get out of the checks. You guys think he'll win? Okay. All right. Okay, so if I take, you can take. I take, you can check. Not that clear. Here. I think I'll throw in this check over here. Because wherever he goes, I will have a follow-up. If he goes here, queen h. No, I can still do that. I mean, everything should be winning. Okay, he goes king f8, but now I can throw in another. Or queen h8 is actually the easiest. Go queen h8. As I check his king, also attack the queen. And if he goes there, I can throw in this with a check. And now if he moves, I can simply take the queen. And yeah, rob a queen with a crushing attack. So we're just winning. Hello, Springbok. Offer a draw? Maybe. Hello, Carl Cubes. All right, check. See where he's gonna go. All right, check. All right, let's take here. The end is near because we're having too many threats, and we're up a queen. All right, nice Springbok. Welcome. Thank you to Springbok for the 4 months. Thank you so much. All right, well, you guys said offer him a draw, yeah? Okay, fine. I was gonna offer him a draw. All right, well, we win. This would have been checkmate. Okay. Okay, good stuff. But yeah, now this is a legitimate line, but then he really should play c5 here and put pressure on my center. With knight c6, he doesn't have any pressure on my center, and now I have the center, and I can transform my advantage into an attack. With e5, my bishop is clearly eyeing this, and it's really hard for him to bring pieces over to that side of the board. But let's check. Yeah, he went here, h4, and now I'm really looking at this move. He went here, queen e2 is fine. I don't think the sacrifice worked, unfortunately, because if I take, yeah, it does not work. Like, the line I calculated was correct, because after takes, rook f5, the only move. And the point behind rook f5 is that not only does he create this square, he's also stopping me from going g6. And the computer thinks it's just a draw. Alright. You mean, do you think he played better, or do you mean he played worse? Stellar. Alright. Apparently best was to take here, but queen e2 I think also fine. Now we had some better options with, like, okay, here we could have sacked, by the way, or queen e4. But sack would have been good. He takes, I give a check. Goes back, queen h5, threatening this. And if he takes, then I can take with the h-pawn. Right, because now g6 is a big threat, and if he goes rook f5, I can just go g4. And my attack, sooner or later, is going to crash through. Yeah, the thing is, whenever you have a bad game, your opponent might also just have a good game. Right? Like, somebody else might make you look bad, if that makes sense. Alright, anyway. So I took, he went here. I think still the sacrifice did not work, so I just play queen e4, as he's having a really hard time to defend this. Rook f5. That was honestly a little bit sloppy. He had knight takes e5. Well, because yeah, takes, he can take, and yeah, he's got this very important check at the end, and he wins a rook back. So g4 honestly was a little bit sloppy. I should have played another move, like even castles. So g4 was a little bit sloppy on my end. Maybe like bishop e3 was better, but okay, he did this, but now I just take, and we get a crushing attack. Everything is coming with check, 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 check. He loses the queen, and we're also getting a crushing attack against his win, against his king. Check, I took here, turn checkmate in a couple of moves, and so we won. All right, so nice game. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so we get black. Let's hope he goes. Is he going to do it? What is he going to do? He goes e4. All right. What do we do against 1e4? What do we do? Hello, Ice0. Congratulations on hitting 1400. Congrats. All right, we go c5. Perfect. That's what we do. Yep. All right, so you go c3, the Alapin. Right. Now, what I recommend against the Alapin, whenever you see the move c3, is that you go knight f6. He goes e5, and then we go knight d5. So we lure this pawn forward, but then, yeah, that's by the way also possible, Shadow Sprite. Yeah, that's also possible. He takes, and we lure this e-pawn forward, so now we're going to put pressure on it with the move d6. Any opening predictions for Jossam's match? Okay, so he takes, but now we just recapture, and he's got the isolated pawn. And the nice thing here is we can still kind of go for our dragon setup with g6, bishop g7. So let's go here, put pressure on the pawn. I'm telling you guys, the fianchetto is a very good setup. He goes knight b5. This check doesn't really lead to anything, so I'm just going to drop the queen back. Okay, the Jospin with white is going to play e4. Okay, Jospin's going to play e4. Sinarov's going to play e5, because we saw that in classical. And then Jospin is going to do something. I don't know what. And with blacks, when Jospin is black, I think still Sinarov is going to play 1e4, because he's already played d4 in classical as a surprise, so the surprise value is gone. And e4 is more his bread and butter, you know? It's what he knows better. And in Rapid and Blitz, you really want to play openings you know well. Because you know the lines, you know the plans and ideas very well. So, but what is Jospin going to do? Honestly, don't know. Jospin's going to play something unpredictable. But he's going to try to stick true to his style. I don't know, though. I think Jospin will probably play e5 against 1e4. I think we'll see e4, e5 in both games. I know. And then an Italian from Sinarov. I know, not a very exciting prediction, but that's what I predict. Alright, anyway, let's go knight b6, hit the queen, as now we can increase the pressure on the pawn on d4. Let's see what he's going to do. Alright, he goes queen e1, but here we can simply win a pawn, because we can kick this horse away. The knight has to move. Jocelyn will reverse Bon Cloud? I doubt it. Alright, he goes back, and now we can just take the pawn, so let's do that. Alright, he takes... Can take with the queen, bishop b3 is a little bit annoying, so I'll just take with the bishop. Now I have to think, what do I do in case of bishop h6? I can move my rook over. Bishop g7, there might be bishop b3. He definitely has some compensation here, honestly. But that's kind of slow, that doesn't do anything. Alright, so I'm just going to continue my development. Okay, he goes there. You can go bishop f6, but I would have to accept double pawns, which is a little bit annoying. Not ideal. But otherwise, it's always like, if I go here, he goes here. Wherever I go, it's going to be a bit annoying. So I think I'll just go here to alleviate some of the pressure a little bit. Alright, he goes there, hitting my rook. I'll just continue to offer the trade. Okay, he goes there. Not that easy. As you can follow with rook d1 and hit my queen. Okay, sorry guys, I was a bit hungry. Okay. Hello, white pages. Solving puzzles is good. Alright, let's go. It's not that easy, eh? Trying to think of a good spot to put my queen. Alright, queen e4 makes sense here, because we had the bishop. He goes here, I can go perhaps back to here, but it's... I don't know, let's see what he's gonna do. Alright, goes bishop b3, hitting my queen, hitting this. If I go queen b4, queen b4 is an option, because a3 I take. I'm doing pretty well. So I might go here, because this pawn is actually a bit awkward to defend. Yeah, let's go here, because I also don't think he's got a good discovery of my queen. Anyway, let's see what he's gonna do. Yeah. Okay, good question, Ola. I mean, if your opponent does not put any pawns in the middle, you should just put your pawns in the middle. Okay, bishop d2, but it's a little bit odd. He's looking for a discovery, but I think now I can just take the pawn. And so, I will. As I always tell you guys, if there's something you can take and you don't see why not, go ahead and take. Rook b1, but we just take that. Alright, he recaptures, but now we're up a lot of material. Okay, I can take, let's go rook a8, bring this into the game. By the way, okay, so bishop e3, he's hitting the knight. Let's go knight d5. Bishop c5, okay, I can just also go knight f4. Maybe this. I'll just grab another pawn. Alright, let's finish off this game. Goes bishop f3. But okay, even if he takes and takes, we're still up a lot of material. But let's go rook e8, step out of this diagonal. Okay, takes. Let's just recapture. Okay, he's hitting my rook, but let's just go here. But yeah, it often depends, Josh. It often depends. Knight c3, but I can just take and afterwards take here, and then we'll be up a full rook and 3 pawns. All right, let's take. That should be pretty simple now. All right, and we win. Okay, so I hope this game gives you guys a good idea as to how you can play against the elephant. Right, so what I recommend is that whenever you see the move c3, you play knight f6, okay? So you don't allow them to build a big center for free. All right, so we go knight f6. He goes e5, we go knight e5. And then whenever they go d4, we just take and then start putting pressure on that pawn. I'm not taking it as a mistake. White should play a move like knight f3, but then we just go knight c6, increasing the pressure. White's best move here is bishop c4. A lot of players might play bishop e5, which is a mistake because of queen a5 check and attacking the bishop. White can still stay in the game with this, but they're going to be much worse after this line check. And then let's say here, we're up a pawn, the king is stuck in the middle. So I hope that this gives you guys an idea as to how to play against the elephant. You'll lure the pawn forward, knight f6, and then you start attacking it with d6 and knight c6. And if they take, well, now they have an isolated pawn. And you can go g6, bishop g7, castles, knight c6 to put pressure on it. All right. Happy to hear that this is helpful, Castle Fair. All right, here, we go here. Bishop g7, he goes here, but we just move the queen back. We just castle. Queen a4 is just really odd, because then I always have this move with a tempo. All right, so I go here, play it here, and I win a pawn. he definitely got some compensation with like bishop h6 and bishop f3. It's definitely a little bit annoying, which is why, okay, I developed my bishop, which is why here I was eager to trade off those bishops, because this bishop is kind of annoying. He went here, and here, but now queen d4, hitting the bishop, and also queen b4 is actually pretty annoying, because then he's having a really hard time defending that pawn on b2. He went here, I took, goes here, but we just take, hello Mixel, takes, and yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, we can also go here and here, also fine. But everything is winning. 95, take another pawn, step out of the pin, and we're just up so much material that really any move is winning. Alright, so good stuff. We win another game. By the way, there's something I wanted to bring to all of you guys' attention, which is this. Alright, we type in exclamation mark Danya. So, the Charlotte Chess Center started the Daniel Naroditsky Memorial Fund. So, feel free to check it out. So, what is it about? It's the Daniel Naroditsky Memorial and Fellowship Endowment. And they are raising money for two purposes. First, the Naroditsky Memorial Blitz and Rapid Championship. You know, Danya, he really loved chess. Danya really loved chess. However, he and also a lot of other players, not everyone always likes classical, but Danya really loved Rapid and Blitz. I remember when there was the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz here in St. Louis. He came all the way from Charlotte to come and play, whereas most of the players were just local players or people that had just played in the American Cup. But he really wanted to play. And so I know that he also would have loved to see more over-the-board Rapid and Blitz events. So they're going to organize that now, so that is fantastic. And there's also the Naroditsky Fellowship, which is a scholarship program supporting talented young chess players pursuing excellence at the highest level. So yeah, check it out. All right, I will also make a donation. I'll also make a donation myself. Myself. Anyway, let's move on to the next game. All right. Okay, he goes g3. Now, we can play d5, we can play e5, but we could still play in the spirit of the Accelerated Dragon. So, fine, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go with c5, e3, okay. But, you know, I mean, we can go g6, bishop g7. But if our opponent's not playing the center, I really like a central approach just with d5. He goes d3, he's just messing around. Our body's just messing around. He might actually go for the hippopotamus. Let's go e5. Let's grab the full center. Let's go, you know what? I'm feeling really ambitious here. Are we gonna do it? No, I'll just play solid for now. Let's go knight c6. But if he keeps messing around, I'm gonna go for the big black center. Thanks to Gary for the raid with 84 viewers. Thank you so much, Gary. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate it. Welcome everyone from Gary's channel. Appreciate the raid. Thank you so much. Hey Gary, good to see you. All of you came in at a great time. We're doing a speed run. Trying to push for 1500 at least. Let's go bishop d6. Alright, so we have a knight. Okay, go c4. But I like the idea of taking, because then if he recaptures, I can go e4. So you might think like, oh, our center is getting split here. But we're transforming it in a way. Now we go e4, hit the knight, create a really nice square here for our knight on d3. And his own bishop is stuck, staring at our pawn on e4 now. Alright, knight h2, weird move. Let's go knight e5. We're not only attacking this, we're aiming to jump in and do some damage. Alright, he castles. Now, if we're feeling really aggro here, let's do it. Let's go for this. Gotta go for this. Let's go h4. Let's open up his king side. Because he's just messing around too much. He's just asking for knight b5. Good move, though. It's a good move, hitting my bishop. I think I might just drop the bishop back, because I think even in the endgame, my initiative is going to be pretty powerful. It's unfortunate that the queens have to be traded off, but like I said, even in the endgame, I believe in our initiative. Okay, this is under attack. Let's see what he's going to do. But yeah, we're doing great here. Bishop d2. I could go ahead and take. I can also take here. You know, taking here and then taking here, winning a second pawn. Looks pretty good. So let's do it. Let's go ahead and take here. I mean, it's a pawn after all. Hey, Rising Ninja. I'm boring you. Uh-oh. All right, let's take. Well, we're going to push to at least 1500, and then we'll see what we'll do. Okay, let's go ahead and take another pawn. Taking pawns is rarely a bad idea. He takes, but... Okay, we just recapture. I still have a very healthy pawn structure. And now a very nice bishop pair. All right, perhaps once we reach 1500, how does that sound? All right, he gives a check. Let's just move our king up. We're having a double attack here. This under attack, so I think he's going to drop more stuff. Rook d5 hitting this. But I can just take. Or if I want to play the boring move, which is what... Stop. Well, let's go ahead and take here. Let's hit the rook. Hello, Jamie. All right, let's go rook g8, putting pressure on the bishop, and now we're preparing some really nasty stuff. I think he's going to lose material in the next couple of moves, as we're just having too many threats. All right, perhaps after this game, Rising Ninja, what do you have in mind? Risen Ninja, sorry. What do you have in mind? Thank you to Marichas for today with 35. Thank you so much. All right, thank you, Zedplan. Welcome. Welcome, everyone, from Marichas. Thank you so much for the raid. Really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Big shout out to Marichas. Welcome, everyone. We're doing a speed run here. We're trying to run our rating up to 1500. All right, rook c7, but he's forgetting about the bishop. We can simply take. He's like, where did that come from? All right, he takes, but now we can simply take over here. So let's go ahead and do that. Taking free stuff is rarely a bad idea. All right, and we win another game. Okay, so here we really see... Somebody asked me a little while ago, what do I do if my opponent... Yes. How should one play against the opening where your opponent fianchettos both bishops with a less focus on taking the center with their pawns? Well, we saw that in this game right here. He goes g3. Now I started off with c5, but if he's not playing the center, we can just grab the full center, and we did that right here. e5, knight c6, and now even f5. Building a massive center here with black. And the great thing is we can often push one of these pawns forward and get in the opponent's camp. And that's kind of what happened here. We developed the knight, developed this, he goes c4, but I just take. And after e4, I create this really nasty square on d3. It would be great to get a knight there. But he goes here, knight e5, he castles, but now h5, simply starting an attack on that side of the board. All right, he goes here, I play h4, continuing my attack. There's knight b5, but the thing is, even in the endgame, he's having way too many problems. This is under attack, this is under attack. So he's still just, we're still doing great here. You win here, I take. We're up 2 pawns now with a great position. Takes every capture, he gave a check, king up. He goes here, but we just take a rook g8, and we're gonna win material because there's simply too many threats. I can also always throw my bishop back with a discovery. He goes here, but I just take and take. All right, so great game. And now we're getting very close to 1500. So let's go ahead and start up the next game. Hello, Don't Cry Wolf. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. So let's start up the next game, as now we have an opportunity to cross 1500. Let's do it. All right, we're getting black. Let's hope. Do it! He goes d4. Also fine. We go d5. I recommend d5 because I think it is the easiest defense against 1d4, c4, and what I recommend here is c6, the Slav defense. Now, I like c6 for a couple of reasons. 3 actually, to be precise. The first reason is that if he takes, we can recapture and keep a pawn in the middle, right? The second reason is that we can still develop our bishop, very often to f5, right? Whereas if you go e6, you're blocking your bishop a little bit, right? And the third reason is that we can very often take this pawn, because we can often hang on to it with b5. Now, we could even consider taking here, but generally speaking, it's not bad to just play knight f6 as your third move and then see what happens. But definitely one of these moves is on my agenda, taking or bishop f5. He goes bishop g5, okay, knight e4 now also an option. But you know what, I like the idea of taking the pawn. A lot of people really underestimate the effectiveness of taking this pawn. So let's go ahead and do it. He's going to try to get it back, but he will simply not get it back. Simply going to hang on to it. He takes. Okay, let's recapture with the e-pawn. Now my other bishop can develop right away. He goes e4, hitting the pawn, and he thinks he will get it back. But guess what? Think again, my friend. You are not getting your pawn back. h3 doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. All right, I can go f5 here. He goes here. Bishop e7 also an option. Let's see. Lots of good options. Let's go f5. Try to put some pressure on his center. He goes e5. Okay, let's go bishop e7. I want to go c5. And now I don't want to allow d5. He goes knight f3. Let's go c5. I open up the other bishop, putting pressure on the center. And now d5 is not an option. As I told him that that is not an option. I just take. Thank you very much, okay? All right, knight bd2. Okay, but we're doing great here. We're up 2 pawns. Let's continue our development. Let's go knight c6. Hit this pawn. Let's see what he's going to do. Okay, goes bishop b2. I could take, but let's just, continue our development with bishop b7. And we're doing great here. As we're up 2 pawns, and we have a nice bishop pair. He castles. Let's go ahead and let's castle as well. This pawn is not running away for the moment. We can still capture later. Goes rook e1. Let's take now. Let's see. We're up 3 pawns. Oh, no, but it takes. No, but. Completely missed that move. Dang it, I blundered. Oh, if I take now, he's got bishop f3, hitting my queen, hitting the bishop. Dang it. It's unfortunate. This might be the first loss of the speedrun. I was not paying attention. Dang it. Yeah. I forgot. I forgot that he has this discovery. I was not paying attention. Dang it. Oh, well. Can happen. Yeah. Okay, well, let's... Oh, it's checkmate. Oh, did not see that coming, eh? All right, nice. Well, and we crossed 1500. Very nice. Okay, good stuff. Hello, it's Peppy. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Okay, good stuff. And we crossed 1500. All right. Okay. All right, so we crossed 1500. Mr. Risen Ninja D1, let's hear it. You wanted to do a game or something. Because we could just keep going until 1550. We got lucky. We got lucky, indeed. Yep. What to do? We just got lucky. Yep. We mouse slipped into checkmate. Hello, Elo Gondan. Welcome to the channel. Hello, Smash Factor. Welcome to the channel. Hello, Jonathan. The sarcasm is impeccable. Do till 1600? That's gonna take a while. Should be possible to defend the Gambit in Queen's Gambit. He really messed up. Yeah. Alright, okay, nice win there. Alright. We can push for 1550. What do you guys think? I'm gonna put this away. Even though it's really good. Alright. Yeah, no, we're gonna push over 2000. We're gonna push over 2000. It'll take a while to get there, but we'll push over 2000. All right. But yeah, let me know. Are you guys enjoying the speedrun? I hope you guys are. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that, Z short. Okay. That's right. All right, awesome, awesome. Yeah, no, we're working on the next uploads. My editor and I. So we'll try to get that out soon. All right. Anyway, let's Okay, fine. We'll push till 1550. I'll be nice to you guys. We'll push till 1550. Alright, okay, so we're getting white. Let's go 1d4. d5, and with white we have been playing the Queen's Gambit. Okay, let's see what he's going to do. He goes e5, the Albin counter gambit. Now here, we just take the pawn on e5. He's going to go d4, and what's going to be really interesting is that we'll be facing more legitimate openings as we go along. So d4, I think the best move is knight f3, hitting the pawn. Knight c6, and I think a3 is a good move here, stopping bishop b4. So let's go ahead and go a3. Let's see what he's going to do. Goes bishop g4, okay. Now, to be completely honest with you guys, I need to brush up on my theory here. Now let's see. Could go knight bd2, bishop f4 is an option, but maybe he goes here. I like to think that this is okay. Let's go here. I think it's okay. I guess I'll have to brush up on, like I said, on my theory. All right, let's see what he's gonna do. All right, he goes knight e7, makes a lot of sense, aiming to follow with knight g6. Okay, I think I'll go h3, hitting the bishop. Probably has to, he goes here, but now he can never go knight g6, because then I can always go g4. So I can go g4 here, but I'm not in a rush. I think I'm gonna go b4, because I have the idea to go b5, but also bishop b2. He goes knight g6, but I don't know if I'm missing anything, but I think this is a big mistake. Because here we can go g4 and we just trap the bishop. Now, we have to be careful. If he had a queen on e7, this would have actually been fine. Because then he could have taken, and then he would have had a checkmate. But he doesn't. He takes. Okay, I can take. I don't have to, though. I can also just take here. So let's delay the trade for now. Let's just take here. I think he will try queen e7. I think he will try to go for the cheese. Oh, he takes. Okay, just recapture. This makes my development a lot easier. Let's see what he's going to do. But yeah, now we're just up a piece. So, okay, we still need to be careful. But we're just winning now. Okay, let's see what he's going to do. He goes queen f6, perhaps aiming at d3. You know what, I can just develop this bishop with tempo. So let's do it. Alright, let's see what he's going to do. This thing is so annoying. Okay, well, since I'm up a piece, I'm just going to offer the trade, because in the end game, it's definitely going to be easier to convert my extra piece advantage. He goes back, but I can just push him away. I can give it check. Let's just go b5, hit the knight. Hello, Hall of Fame Glazer. Thank you. You're so tough, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hello, Hall of Fame Glazer. Right, 97. Okay, but I can just take. It's a pawn. Yo, 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 it's yo, yo. It's too fun, yo. Alright, he goes there. I'll just go bishop g2. Develop my bishop. Oh, yo. Alright, let's see what he's gonna do. Alright, h6, hitting my bishop. I can move the bishop really anywhere. Let's go here. I hide this pawn over here. Okay, obviously every single move is winning as we're up a piece. What happened to Prago at the World Cup? You lost to Dupe Ball. Thoughts? Alright, let's offer the trade. Let's go Queen e5. Dubov beat him in a tiebreak. Yeah, Dubov is a tough cookie. Queen c2. Alright, let's just get castled. Make sure nothing bad can ever happen. Okay, great to hear that, Ola. Happy to hear you're enjoying the speedrun. Okay, he takes. But now, let's just bring more pieces into the game. With tempo, let's go here, hitting the queen, hitting that. Oh, missed that move. Queen takes e2. E7, yeah, missed that move. All right, well, completely missed queen takes e2. All right, nice win. Okay, so let's have a look. So he played the Albin counter gambit. All right, so c4, e5. Yeah, we should take. Knight f3. Knight b2 is a move. a3 is fine. He goes here. Knight b2 is good. h3 is good. Right, so I was wondering about this and knight g6. But the computer says e6 takes in g3 and white's much better. I mean, I guess black really has stinky light squares here. Yes, indeed. The top 3 will qualify for the candidates. Yep, indeed. So this next match is going to be huge because whoever loses is out. That's it. But if they win, they move on to the semis. And so then you're in the top 4. And if you're in the semis, you can actually lose a match. Because then you need to... If you lose the semis, then you just need to win the match for 3rd place. The candidates field barbecue chicken. What do you think, Hall of Fame Glazer? Alright, anyway, he played bishop h5, but this is not a good move. Because now he cannot go here, because that g4 traps his bishop. He did this, but now g4, he'd lose the bishop, and the rest was pretty simple. We just bring our pieces out, take a pawn, get developed, and yeah, if you're up a piece, you just have to bring your piece into the game, and the game really should just win itself. Yeah, no, but I can move this f rook here. Like I have there's the open f file and the open c file. So that's why to my eye, rook ac1 makes more sense. Right, but I would think if you have an open d file and a open c file, you want to bring the a rook to the c file. So I hope that makes sense. But like I said, of course, everything is winning. By the way, one reason, if you guys are going to watch the World Cup, and if you want to root for Jospin, then I highly recommend subscribing to my channel. Because then you get the Jospin emote. I don't know what you're talking about, Hall of Fame Glazer. Apparently player in the Kasparov event got kicked out. I don't know, what's that? Oh, yeah. Alright. Okay, let's move on to the next game. We're going to push for 15-15. Alright, we're playing with white. Let's go 1d4. Okay, g6. Now, we can go c4, but against the modern, I also like going e4. And I'll teach you guys a nice setup. I like knight f3. He's probably going to go d6, I assume. Okay, d5. But d5 we just take. Black is going to have to recapture, and then we can develop a tempo. Let's go knight c3. Now we should be doing pretty well. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, queen a5. Okay. I can go bishop c4, bishop d2, but also an option. But I think I'll go bishop c4, just developing my bishop to an active square. Thank you to Seagulls for the prime. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks so much. Alright, let's go castles. Yes, guys, check if you have a Twitch Prime available. If you do, this is a good place to throw it in. Okay, I like bishop d2 because we're really setting up some cheese. This would almost win. But he still has here. I mean, we go in a pawn. But I don't know if it wins the game. I mean, we have bishop e3. And we win a rook. Alright, queen b6. But queen b6 is a massive mistake. What do we do here? What do we do here? Why to play? Let's see who is paying attention. We were already looking at the queen. The queen was running out of squares. And now he's got himself into a peculiar position. Indeed. We go knight a4 and the queen is simply trapped. So all of these squares are taken away. Good job everyone. And we simply win the game. So you see, we just simply punished his opening. He played the modern, but if your opponent doesn't put a pawn in the middle, we can often put two pawns in the middle. Alright, so knight f3. Now, the main move is d6, and then I like the setup with bishop c4. But generally speaking, if your opponent goes d5 in the opening, and he cannot recapture with a pawn, like let's say he plays the Scandi move 1, I recommend that you just take, because often it means that he's going to have to recapture with his queen, and then you can develop a tempo. He goes here. This is generally going to be the most active square for your bishop against the Scandinavian. He goes here. We just get castled, and now bishop d2, and his queen is in a tough spot. My idea was to meet castles with knight e5, and his queen is running out of good squares. For example, if he goes here, I wanted to go bishop e3, hitting it again, and if he goes here, I can take with the double attack, winning a full rook. But he goes queen b6, trying to step out of it, but now knight e4. His queen is getting trapped anyway, and so we simply win the game. Alright, so nice stuff. We move up to 15-20. Let's go ahead and play another game. Alright, we're playing with black. Let's see what he's going to do. He goes d4. Very rude. Let's go d5. Alright, c4. What do we do against the queen's gambit? Let's say, who has been paying attention? What have I been teaching against the queen's gambit? Does anyone remember? Everything is clear. Indeed, I've been teaching c6 to swap. Because we just defend the pawn and we can still move that bishop out. Let's see what he's going to do. Who is that? Why? Alright, knight f3. And your third move in the Slav is almost always going to be knight f6. So let's do that here. And he goes e3. Alright. So he's hanging on to the pawn, making sure he's not losing it. So now we move on to our other plan to go bishop f5. Stop it. Bishop d3. And whenever you see bishop d3, I recommend just dropping the bishop back to g6. So he can trade, but we're trading on our terms. Okay, he castles. Let's continue our development. Let's strengthen the center a little bit with e6. You want to move the bishop out, and then you want to go e6. Knight c3. Let's continue with knight bd7. All right, so he takes. Now, big moment here. Big moment here. Very instructive moment for the Slav. How do you all think you should recapture? How do you all think you should recapture? Also, if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to, pause your video and really ask yourself. This is really instructive. I'm really curious to hear, by the way, what most of you guys think. Right. What do you guys think? And then I will explain. So most people here actually think they should take with the c pawn, but it's actually better to take with the e pawn because we can really use that half-open e file to try to attack his king. He takes. Okay. Here, another question. I think this one is a lot more intuitive. How should we recapture, dear chatters? How should we recapture, my dear chatters? Indeed, we take with the h-pawn because we want to open up the h-file for our rook. All right, let's see what he's going to do. He goes e4, okay, but I can just take the knight. If I take this way, I think he's going to regain the pawn quite quickly. So I think I'll take this way. So that then I can maybe move another knight here or go f5. Let's take with the horse. The thing is going to have a hard time getting it back. Wait. What are you saying, Hall of Fame Glaze? Let's go ahead and take. He goes rook e1, hitting the pawn. But I think I can just hang on to it with f5. Here we're really firmly hanging on to the pawn. Queen b3. Tricky move. Very tricky move, actually. Actually, might have underestimated that a little bit. Because he's hitting this. And also aiming to slide in over here. I could... No, then he gives a check. Actually, this is a serious threat. Wait, did I mess up? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, I probably have bishop e7. I can take. Dang it, he can take, and then bishop g5. Dang it, I kind of messed up. I was not... I was not taking it serious enough. Alright, well... let's go bishop e7 to start out with. Because here I could also play this, or just castle. I think we're doing fine either way. Wait, what? Oh, wait, I see a nice line. Oh, no, schnooks. Alright, so I'm calculating this. If he takes... Calculating this. If he takes, check, but I go here. And if he takes, I have mate. But the problem is if he takes, and I do this, I think he's got bishop g5. Wait, I'll show you guys. If he takes, and I take, I think he's got bishop g5, hitting the bishop. And then if I go knight f6, he can take, I take, sorry. Take, and then he takes, because if I go up, then he can take, because his rook is covering the square. But he goes knight e5, so he's starting to checkmate on 1. The knight obviously has to go, so we take. Okay, he's going to recapture. He's still hitting this, so let's think about this. Queen e5 obviously hangs the pawn. Queen a5 is an option. I somehow want to... Okay, queen e7 is a move. e6 and then here. I like queen e... But then rook d1 is annoying. This is annoying. But I think the best move is probably here. Here and then c5. Right, let's go queen b6. We offer the trade, and if he goes here, I have c5. Right. Alright, he goes here, hitting this, but I have c5, defending everything. Thoughts on a... What is that? And a leopard? Alright, let's see what he's gonna do. Let's see what he's gonna do. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, what is this guy talking about? He's always being weird in my chat. Okay, I'm just going to ban you because, okay, you are just being weird and I don't want to have weird people in my chat. Goodbye. Alright, let's go queen b4. Yes, I get double pawns, but at least we trade off the queens and go into an endgame up a pawn. So I think it's good. Takes, let's just recapture, obviously. Goes there. Yeah, yeah, let's go here. I want to put the king on e6. Hello, Pignash. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing well. All right, rook c1. He's aiming to go here, but we can stop him by going here. Yo, 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 yo. All right. Yo. All right, let's go. Go king e6, improve the king. And I believe in our chance. I believe we're gonna win this one, okay? Goes f4, but we can do the en croissant. Le en croissant. We can do le en croissant. Can also push, but I like the idea of taking. Because then e5 becomes a little bit weak. I don't really want to take right away, because then I get a discovery. But I like g5, so we stop him from going here. And then maybe later we can go f4. Spawn can easily drop. Google en croissant. All right, let's see what he's going to do. En croissant is forced. Huh, f4, okay, but we take. And yes, for the moment he's defending this, but this is really a permanent weakness. I like the idea of here and here. But let's push this. Let's go g5. Push him back a little bit. Okay, let's continue to push him back. Goes there. Okay. Let's go a5. Make sure that this is never hanging. Goes b3. I could also just take and take, but there's rook c7. a4 is an option. I like a4. I mean, he can take, but I get rook c2. Should just be winning. All right, let's take. I could also better just go back and take. c2 he still has here, perhaps. Let's go here, hit this, which I think is simply going to drop. Okay, goes rook b1. Let's go ahead and take. And you know what? It's rarely a bad idea to take free stuff. So let's go ahead and do so. There he goes there. Let's go king f5. Perhaps rook here. Should d4. Okay, I think we can go here. We don't have to. Although I think this is probably the easiest way to win. Let's trade up the bishops. Although no, b3 of course. b3 was of course the best move. Bro, you good? Bro, you good? All right, let's recapture. All right, let's go king up. The rest should be pretty simple. I think the easiest way to win is eventually to walk this king around. Rook a3 is always there. He goes there. Okay, let's throw in a check. Gonna have to move back. Oh, but now I just take here, and I've got two connected passers, so that's GG. Okay, let's go king up. All right, check. We take here. All right, let's just take. How is that selfish? All right, okay, good stuff. We win. Yeah, no, but M did. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. I mean, to me, he was a good friend. It really sucks that he's gone. So that's why I created a command to the link. So check out the Day on Erditsky Memorial Fund. It's amazing. Already 11% of the goal has been raised. So that is incredible to see. Goedemorgen, Putsy. Alright, but in the slot, one of the ideas is to bring out this bishop to f5. Alright, if your opponent defends this pawn, we want to bring out this bishop. We don't want to take. Alright, and I recommend meeting bishop d3 with bishop g6. Alright, so and then we follow with e6, solidifying our center. Knight bd7, and like I said, whenever they take, usually best to recapture with the e pawn. You can use that half open e file to attack. So he takes, I take e4, I takes, because you shouldn't be getting the pawn back here. Now f5 was perhaps a little risky because of that move queen b3. I think I should have played knight f6. That was definitely the safer move. Well, beep, I'm a jeep. It's probably an invitational. So they're just gonna they'll just invite players. So yeah, I think nobody's really expecting to see certain former world champions to be invited there. Let's put it that way. All right. Anyway, f5, he goes here. b7, good move. Now he could have taken, right? Because if I take, the line is really nice. He should not take because I take, and if he takes, I go here and I'm winning. Because if he takes, I have checkmate. However, he has bishop g5. And we're in trouble. As he hits this, and if I go knight f6, now he does take. Because if I take, now he does take. Because now it's no longer checkmate. Alright, anyway, he goes here, but now I take, and queen b6, nice move. I save this. And queen e6 can be met with c5 as I save this pawn. And now we're just winning pretty much, because we're up a pawn. Alright, we move up the king. Stop the rook from entering to c7, king up. Alright, we took in g5. He got some weaknesses. We just slowly but surely push forward. All right, we go here, take. Now we're going to take over here. a2 is also going to be weak. And besides being up a pawn, he's got weaknesses all over the place. This is weak, this is weak, this is weak. And that's why it was just a matter of time until we won another pawn. And here, yeah, b3 is obviously the best because I hit this and this, but bishop f6 also leading to a very easily won endgame. Check. Okay, get another pawn. King up. Check. I take. And so we get a nice win. All right. So good stuff. Let's go ahead and start up another one. We'll probably do like 3 more. To reach 15-15. All right. Let's go 1d4. e6. Okay. So here we go c4. Okay, he goes d5, turning it into a queen's gambit decline. And now I recommend knight c3 to go back into the queen's gambit to put more pressure. Okay, he goes knight f6, and what I recommend here is that now we do take. Oh. Is that a compliment, Rising Ninja? Or not? Okay, he takes, but now we go e4. Alright, he takes. Let's recapture. Now we have a big center. Black really should play c5. I'm somewhat surprised that people don't do it. Goes bishop e7. Okay, let's just continue with knight f3. And let's see. He goes knight e7. Okay, he's not putting any pressure on my center. Let's go bishop d3. Develop the bishop. And now, okay, I'm again tempted to go e5. I want to attack. Okay, he goes c5, but it's a little late. Let's go h4. Who knows what we're cooking? This move is for Rising Ninja. Let's cook. What do we do here? What do we do here? Why to play? Let's... Yes. I'm feeling like eating some tzatziki. Feeling like eating some gyro. Some pita gyro. Yes, gotta go for this. So here you channel your inner Greek god. Gotta go for this. Bishop takes h7, knight g5. Check. Greek gift. Oh yeah. Alright, but he's in check and he's simply getting checkmated here. He takes, we can recapture, open up the h-file. Oh yeah. That's why we played h4, and how do I phrase this? Okay, he goes there, but now he is getting clapped. Alright, well, just check. He's gonna have to go king up. And now there's plenty of ways to finish this off. I could go back, but the easiest is just check. Forcing his king into the middle of the board. Alright, and now, well, he had queen g5, Hall of Fame Glazer. But now we just go queen f3. And yeah, that was a rough pounding for our opponent. Alright, so let's analyze the game. Okay, so it started as a queen's gambit decline. Now, this move, knight takes d5, is fine. But he has to know what he's doing. This is fine, because he can take on c3. Alright, he takes... apparently queen g4 is a nice move. But yeah, we get the big center. Now, if you give your opponent the big center, you have to know how to attack it. And like I said, he had to go c5. But he did not. And now, if you have the big center, you can often transform that into an attack. And we did that here. You put the bishop here, and e5. And already here, we're really looking at these ideas. c5, h4. And here, all the alarm bells should go off in his head. Bishop takes h7 is a massive threat. But he missed it. Bishop takes h7, GG. He has to go king h8. After this, he's simply getting checkmated pretty much. Check. And the problem is that if he goes back, we go queen h5. And we're threatening checkmated. Because this does not help at all. We just take, and the h-file is opened. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Whenever you are considering a Greek gift, you have to ask yourself a couple of questions. Whether the following ingredients are in place. Well, first of all, can you sacrifice a bishop on h7? Yes. Alright, that ingredient is in place. Now, after your opponent takes, then the question is, can you follow up with a move like queen h5 or knight g5? And here the answer is yes. Then you should also ask yourself, well, can that knight be taken? Right? It can, but it doesn't solve his problems, because as we see, the h opens up and he's still getting checkmated. And then you should also ask yourself, after he goes king g8 and we go queen h5, can our opponent defend the h7 square? Let's say this pawn was not here and his knight was on d7 and he would have had knight f6, then none of this would have worked. Or let's say the e pawn was not there, he would have had bishop f5, and it also would not have worked. Or let's say this d pawn magically was not there in that queen d3, it would not have worked. But none of that is in place, so queen h5, he's simply getting checkmated. Because also, by the way, if he goes f5, trying to create an escape route, we just go g6, and it's simply gonna be checkmate. All right, so that was a very nice game where we transformed our center into an attack and absolutely moked him with the Greek gift. All right, let's move on to the next game. Okay, we get white once again. Let's go 1d4. Not Lamar, we're doing a speedrun, so I'm just playing the pool. So he plays the England Gambit, not good opening. We simply take. All right, he goes knight c6, hitting the pawn. We just defend it with knight f3. He's going to go queen e7. But we just go bishop f4, hanging on to the pawn. This is the best move. He gives a check and attacks my bishop, but I can just deal with both. Bishop d2. He's going to take, but now just knight c3, saving the rook. Have I ever Greek gifted OTB? I'm sure I did, but I cannot think of a game right now. Okay, knight b4, so he's hitting this, but I'm assuming I just go knight d4 to defend. Okay, c5, hitting my horse. But I think I have this nice in-between move, rook b1, hitting his queen. He goes there. Alright. My knight's under attack. Let's go here and create a counter threat. Hit his queen. He's already getting moked here. He goes there. Let's go ahead and kick this horse away. Let's go a3. Kick the knight. Let's see what he's going to do. Alright, he goes knight c6, but now we can unleash something nasty. We're just going knight d5, hitting the queen, and we're threatening to slide in with one of these knights. And that is gonna hurt. That is gonna hurt. Yup. Well, the opening is just bad, Risen Ninja. The opening is just bad. Alright, well, then you came to a great place, Ryzen Ninja. Alright, Queen a4, a good move, though. Alright, but yeah, indeed, Knight c7 is just taking him on a one-way trip to Pound Town. Let's give this check. Let's see what he's going to do. Okay, he has to go King d8, only legal move. And let's go ahead and take the rook. Alright, he goes d6, but I think I'm simply going to take that, because this open d-file will definitely come in handy. Alright, and let's go e3, so now I can bring out the other bishop as well. This one might... Okay, he takes, but I think his queen is simply getting trapped here. As I go here, I hit his queen, and he cannot go to a lot of squares. I mean, he only can go here, but now bishop c3 simply traps his queen. So he can say goodbye to his queen, and that's going to be it. I mean, all the squares are covered. So that's just GG. I think he's going to resign. Let's see. All right, he takes. All right, let's just recapture. Okay, let's take that as well. And let's take this. I think now he's going to resign. Because it's going to be checkmate in the next couple of moves. How do you get my all around? It's not easy. Alright. Okay. Checkmate. Okay, good stuff. We win another nice game. We dismantled... Wait, what? Delusion 8 is saying in the chat, I love watching Benji pound away. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Chat is getting unhinged, eh? That's a little unhinged. You like watching from the... from a certain chair? Delusion? England Gambit is a bad line, yes. Alright. The student's chair, of course. Okay. Alright, e5. Okay, we just take. Here, we defend. Queen e7. Wait, what? Okay, but yeah, he gives a check here. And yeah, this line is just bad. Go here, night vision. We're just doing a speed run. All right, so we go here. He goes knight b4, hitting this, but I just defended with knight d4. And again, this queen is not in a good spot. He goes here, But now, very important move. I do not move the knight, because then he gets this, but I go rook b1. Very important in between moves. The microwave is here, by the way. There is a microwave here. I don't know if you guys deserve it. He goes here. I go here. Hit the queen. He goes here. Hitting knight. Notice how almost all of my moves come with tempo. That is how you push and pound your opponent around. You know, that's how you create one threat after another until he cannot defend. Bishop b4, also not a good move. Rising Ninja. Bishop b4, we go rook b1. And then let's say he goes queen a3, we go knight e5. Takes, and this is just really bad for black. Does that make sense? Risen Ninja? Alright, anyway, he goes knight b4. Alright, so we go here. Knight here, a3, hitting the knight. And now knight e5, and that's simply it. We're hitting the queen. This is going to come. Goes here. Okay, we just collect the rook. Alright, I took. e3, aiming to get the other bishop into the game as well. Well, I don't know. That is a good question. I don't know who you... Okay, with bishop c3, now we win the queen, and that's it. Okay, I don't know who are you referring to? Who has... I mean, I don't know. I'm just doing... We're just doing the speed run. We're having a good time. Okay, he takes, and yeah, it's just game over. The rest wasn't too difficult, and we got the checkmate. Okay, good stuff. All right, let's start with the next game. If we win this one, we will cross... Dude, I get white again? Let's go d4. If we win this one, we cross 1550. Okay, let's do the queen's gambit once again. Okay, he takes now. e4 is definitely the most ambitious. Let's go e4 and try to regain the pawn. Let's see what he's going to do. Because this is the whole point of the queen's gambit. To gambit the pawn, but to get it back later and have the full center. e5 is a good move. That's one of the best moves. Let's now, to be fair, in my own like serious games, I usually don't go e4. I usually play knight f3. He goes e5. Let's go knight f3 here. Thank you, night vision. All right, he takes. Let's go ahead and take here. We're down a pawn, but we have a nice lead in development. He goes there, but I don't think that's a good move. That is not a good move. We have a couple of nice options. I can do this, hitting this and this. That looks pretty nasty. I can also do this. No, wait, sorry, what am I saying? Not here because it's not, you know, made or anything, but I could also do this. And then here, and then take. That looks pretty, I'm not interested in this, but this I definitely am interested in. Yes, you may. I don't know. I'm gonna do this, so let's go ahead and take. Hello, it's Mr. Skychess. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing well. Alright, he takes. Let's go knight e5 check. Alright, he goes back, but now let's just go ahead and take. Alright, knight f6, but we just check. He's got one move here to stay in the game and not lose right away. And get banished to the Shadow Realm. Oh, no. Alright, he goes queen e7, but here we can win a rook. How can we win a rook? Let's see who's paying attention. We've got a 1-2-3 move combo. Check. Not taken here. Yeah, we take here. He's got a recapture. And now we take him to Fork Town, winning the rook. Yup. Alright, good stuff, everyone. Alright, he takes. But, okay, we'll try to use the open e-file. Alright, he goes there. Let's throw in a check. No pot. He goes there. Let's go bishop f4. I definitely want to take at some point, followed by knight f7. Alright, I don't have to take yet though, but at some point I definitely want to make sure I save the knight. Let's go knight e2, but at some point I'll definitely take in here. Because here he's threatening to take the knight, but I can... Oh, no, Mafia attack, I slipped. Alright, well, at least I can still... That's annoying. Throw the bishop back. That's a massive Mafia attack. Excuse me. This, and that, you know. Alright. Okay, anyway, let's see what we're gonna do. He's turning the fork. Dude, it's actually kind of annoying. After that mouse slip, it's actually kind of a game now. Alright, but let's go ahead and take. It's okay, Clowny Man. Okay. Let's see. Can I keep the material somehow? I actually can't. I'm gonna have to give something back. But we'll still be up a pawn with a good position. By the way, question for everyone in the chat. I just wanted to ask, does any of you guys by any chance have my Porsche, the latest one? If so, I'd be happy. Yeah, let me know. What, are you good? Yeah, I'm good. I just made a mouse flip. It was really unfortunate. Okay, he takes, but now we just take, and we're going to win more material, and so the game is going to be over anyway. Now the game is over. Alright, good stuff. We get the win. Okay, so let's have a look. This line at e5 is a little bit tricky. So he goes for the Queen's Gambit, accepted. Alright, here. Takes, I take. Bishop g4. Bishop g4 is just a bad move. Queen b3 is winning, also takes. Queen b3 apparently the best. This apparently is the best. Interesting. But this is also, of course, very good. Here. And here he's almost losing. I mean, knight e7 only moved to kind of... I mean, he's kind of losing. He goes here, but now just check. Take, and we win a rook. Right here. Castles. Check. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. I played bishop f4 to at some point take, but then I mouse slipped. Like I was going to do this, but I mouse slipped. Alright, because now he takes. But okay, we're still winning as we're up in exchange. But, okay, the thing is after knight c2, he wins some material back, but we're still winning with this majority over here. It's here, and now, yeah, we're going to win even more stuff. And so he just resigned. Alright, so nice win there. We crossed 1550. I think that is going to be it for today. So I think we're just going to wrap it up for now. Appreciate all of you guys for watching. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, so thanks everyone. Hope all of you enjoyed the speedrun. Anyway, I'm gonna go for now. A couple of things before we get going. First of all, make sure to join our Discord. We've got a great community in there. Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. I guess if every day we go up like 100 points, eventually we'll get to the 2000s. It'll become more and more fun. When will I do another speedrun? I don't know. But join my Discord. If you're not following yet, make sure to follow the channel. That way you'll be notified when I go live. Also, make sure to subscribe on YouTube because all of this will be uploaded on there. Me and my editor are working hard on that. So make sure to do all of that. Also, guys, I have some courses on Chessable. The Accelerated Dragon is also on there. So if you've been enjoying the Accelerated Dragon content, really appreciate it if you guys would check that out. Thank you, it's your boy. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate it. My pleasure. It was a lot of fun streaming. So yeah, check out the stream. The course, by the way, is also available on chess.com. And I really wanted to create a course for the community here. So something that is very digestible, right? Not something that is super difficult, like a lifetime repertoire. But on chess.com, just letting all of you guys know, you can get it for like a 30% discount if you have a diamond membership. So just letting you guys know. At some point, yes. So at some point I might make a 1d4 course. At some point I might make a 1d4 course. Just letting you guys know. I don't know if it'll be a starting out, maybe a simplified. Because I don't know if I want to do another lifetime repertoire. But a simplified is definitely yeah, so that is that. Check it out. England Gambit, maybe. Anyway, also, I am taking on a few more students in case anyone is interested. So feel free to reach out. And last but not least, everyone, make sure to check out. Yeah, please consider donating to the Dejan Eruditsky Fund. Dejan Eruditsky Memorial Fund. I will also make a donation myself, but check it out. It's been incredible to see all the support for initiatives that Danya would have loved. So, yeah, check it out. I will also make a donation myself. Actually, let me check. You know what? I'll just make a donation right now. Trying to think if well, I might do. I mean, I'll definitely make a donation. I might do so later. Also trying to think, like, what I want to add in the message. But yeah, make sure to check out the Dejan Eruditsky Memorial Fund. I would appreciate that. All right. Anyway, so I'm gonna get going. Thanks everyone for all the love and support. Thank you all. And I will send you guys over to my good friend. I mean, who does not like him? Eric Rosen. Eric is streaming. I think he's also talking about Memorial Fund. So have a good one at Eric's. Hello, Victor. Oh, sorry, Victor. We were just wrapping up. All right. So have a good one, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. All right. Have a good one, everyone.